free daily guide for inner child healing and repairing your relationship with yourself. This podcast helps you establish a consistent reparenting routine and is divided into 3 sections. The first is a daily reading, the second is a discussion of that reading, followed by suggested journal prompts, and the last section is a peaceful binaural beats meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us. I'm so glad that you can join us today on this journey of healing, self-expansion, and growth. If this is your first time, welcome. As a celebration of recently passing episode 500, I've opened up a free membership tier for our Patreon community. And this is so that you can access additional resources as well as join our weekly Zoom support calls for free. I understand that there's a lot going on in the world right now, and I know that so many people are really struggling. And so my hope with this is to encourage others to take up the serious work of reparenting and to offer a free community where people can do that. I'd also like to thank everyone who's been along for the journey so far. We've passed episode 550 and continuing beyond. And so this is just a reminder to you all that this is a free podcast, but if you'd like to support the project, you can purchase the Reparenting Daily Journal where you can follow us along all year. This 333-page journal gives you extra insight and resources for each week and also provides space for you to keep your notes. Another way to support the podcast is to purchase the Fairy Tales for Reparenting series, volumes 1 through 3. This collection organizes famous and obscure fairy tales from around the world into 3 phases of the hero's journey, from beginning, middle, to end. While you may think that fairy tales are for kids, I'd like to challenge you. These stories contain profound truths and lessons carried down over centuries that we can use in our own reparenting journeys. It's a fun way to reconnect with your inner child. Each volume comprises 10 fairy tales. Each volume also contains an analysis section that helps you dive deeper into the message, as well as journal prompts with space for you to keep your notes. Lastly, you can also support this podcast by taking a paid Patreon subscription, by purchasing some of the books that are available on Amazon, or by donating on Buy Me a Coffee. You can find all this information on the Support Us section on the website. Thank you again for your time. And so now, with these announcements out of the way, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is an article entitled Developing Self-Compassion for Beginners. This is from the Wellness Society. As always, the link will be in the show notes to read the entire article. As a reminder, this is February and the theme is self-compassion and self-kindness. We're in week 1, and the theme is understanding self-compassion. Developing self-compassion for beginners. Self-compassion is like a muscle. The more we practice flexing it, eventually when life doesn't go exactly according to plan, a frequent scenario for most of us, the stronger and more resilient our compassion muscle becomes. Research consistently shows a positive correlation between self-compassion and positive mental well-being. Developing self-compassion skills is a life-changing endeavor for many people. Consider how much time you spend focusing on perceived flaws or weaknesses. How often do you see yourself in the best possible light? It's incredibly common for us to build a nasty inner critic, which gives us a distorted, overly negative perception of ourselves. Low self-compassion affects the quality of our relationships, in particular, as explained by the quotes below. How you treat yourself reflects how you let others treat you. If you are unkind to yourself, you create a standard for how much abuse you accept from others, and as a result end up attracting abusive and disrespectful relationships. Because self-critics often come from unsupportive family backgrounds, they tend not to trust others and assume that that those they care about will eventually try to hurt them. They create a steady state of fear that causes problems in interpersonal interactions. For instance, research shows that highly self-critical people tend to be dissatisfied in their romantic relationships because they assume their partners are judging them as harshly as they are judging themselves. The misperception of fairly neutral statements or statements as discouraging often leads to oversensitive reactions and unnecessary conflicts. This means that self-critics often undermine the closest and supportiveness of the relationships that they so desperately seek. How to cultivate self-compassion skills. Cultivating self-compassion involves radically altering the way we relate to ourselves. For those who have a history of being bullied or experience emotional neglect, building self-compassion can be challenging but absolutely life-changing. Training our mind to notice our inner critic and choose kinder responses is key to cultivating our self-compassion skills. For this reason, cultivating self-compassion skills goes hand in hand with developing mindfulness skills. Thank you, and that's your reading for today. Welcome back. This reading highlights the transformative power of self-compassion and its direct impact on mental well-being and relationships. It emphasizes that self-compassion is a skill that must be practiced, much like strengthening a muscle, and that our inner critic often distorts our self-perception. For those who grew up with highly critical caregivers, bullying, or emotional neglect, low self-compassion can lead to negative relationship patterns where they either accept maltreatment or struggle to trust others. This reinforces the importance of intentionally shifting how we relate to ourselves, replacing harsh self-judgment with more balance and kinder dialogue. This reading also stresses that self-compassion is not just an internal practice. It shapes how we interact with the world, impacting relationships we form and the treatment we accept. In the context of reparenting, this reading underscores the importance of rewriting our internal script, choosing self-kindness over self-criticism and self-trust over fear of judgment. Many of us unconsciously carry the voices of past criticisms, but by developing mindfulness and self-compassion skills, we can challenge these old narratives and create a new foundation for self-worth. Just as a good parent would encourage, nurture, and uplift their child, reparenting through self-compassion means becoming that source of kindness and encouragement for ourselves. This shift is life-changing, allowing us to break free from unhealthy patterns, improve our emotional resilience, and build more fulfilling, supportive relationships. As we go into the journal prompts, number 1, how does your inner critic speak to you? Write down some of its most common messages, and then rewrite them as if you were speaking to a beloved friend. Number 2, reflect on a time when self-judgment led to relationship difficulties. How might self-compassion have changed the situation? And number 3, what is one small way you can practice self-compassion today? Describe a situation where you often criticize yourself and how you can choose to be kinder, more understanding in response instead. That's it for today. Thanks for being here. As always, take care of yourself and do be well. Welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please find a place where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for this 10-minute silent meditation. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you comfortable today. Just take some time to listen to yourself. Next, be sure that you are taking some time to be with your breath to connect with your body. Don't be disturbed or overwhelmed by your thoughts. Simply allow them to pass. Just observe them. Do not engage with your thoughts. Only be mindful of them passing as if they are drifting down a river. Use this time to connect with yourself. Whatever time of day you are listening to this, Namaste.